Hello everybody, what's up? My name's Alckemy, welcome to the channel. Today you and I are going to be finishing up this preset pack that I've been working on quite a bit. It does everything other than make your waffles, and I'm really excited about it. I just want to make sure that, everything was working. Yeah, this is probably going to be the last batch of super patches that I make for a while before, I don't know, maybe computers evolve or something, but this is like technically the 9th pack that I have of this legacy, and it keeps getting better every time. Yeah, it does everything. I've gone and made this to be your one-stop shop for everything that you need for a track. It does bass, it does pads, it does perks, it does plucks, it does unpredictable glitches, it does metallic leads, it does subs, and a lot of the tweaking that I've been doing with this stuff has just been to try to really like make this as easy as possible, but not be something that is like a one-stop, like that's it, you just touch it and then like you never come back to it again. It's really meant to be something that can help you grow and to help you explore. The patches are dense for the most part, but they give you so many sounds, and sorry, trying to make sure that I'm staying hydrated. But what I love about this stuff is that it kind of is a building block, kind of like Legos, that give you access to not having to go super far to get a lot out of it. So yeah, I need to do one more patch, but for what we have, we've got, this says 17, we're going to end up having 17. I'm going to take this one and just, we're going to keep it, but I'm going to move it into a different folder. But I've really gone and just tried to make really cool sounds, and yeah, they sound kind of like this. We also have percussion. Makes pads. We'll do plucks. Which is awesome. And then we have glitches, which this will just create madness. And what I really like to do is turn on the bass filter and can mess with this in between. Which is pretty nuts. It's a little quiet, but that's okay because you probably want to turn it up anyways. And then we have a metallic lead maker. Which is just a really cool thing. Then we also have a mix between going into just a regular oscillator and a granular sampler. So you can send this back through everything else, which is really nice. And of course, this sounds really nice with the pads. It's so cool. And then, yeah, you can send this through the filters and all that other stuff as well. But then on the bottom, I have these racks, these other racks that you can turn on that are more so like LFOs and stuff. But if you are just looking for bass fills, then you can turn the filter on and turn the pitching on. And what this will do is give you pitch bends that are great for fills. And then what's also really cool about these is that you can kind of bust into them and start to do pitching along with these. So that's a lot of fun. And then this other thing that I have at the bottom is FM. So this works great for the granular and the metal hits because it'll kind of randomize different FM hits on the bottom. So and it kind of just adds a little bit of dinginess to it. And then also you can do that for the granular as well. So see how that actually creates like real sounding metal? It's pretty sick. And then finally we have a sequencer that has a lot of options here. So for one, on every single patch that I've made from these, they have tables here where you can let this play an arpeggiator. So let's say you have this, and the drawback to this is that you should only play like one note or octaves or fifths, just because this isn't true MIDI. But at the same time, if you're trying to come up with melodies and stuff, then you can kind of just play this. And let me turn. Which is really nice. And then you can just cycle through and pick a different melody. And then over on the right, I have a couple of things. This one is on by default because what this is doing is changing the phase of this. So it gives it a little bit of swing or a little bit of offset, which is really nice. And then if you wanted to, if you're just looking for like just sounds and you're not worried about consistency, then this right here will switch up the table position every bar. So hey, flat. That's Michael, isn't it? So yeah, which is really nice. And then every patch has at least one wavetable. And then also within this sequence stuff, they all have their own sequencer. So there's 30 something wavetables. And then behind all of this stuff, I've saved the individual racks behind the percussion, the filter, the generator, and all that stuff. And so if you haven't seen this before, what this is designed to be able to do is to combine these racks to make your own patch after you've gone through there. Yeah. So what's cool about it is if we go to just the template, which I've provided a few different ones, you'll see that these are already mapped to something that says like filter, perk starter, pluck, Requiem generator, and then whatever. And so what's cool is like, let's say you just want to make your own, you can kind of come into this and be like, all right, let's use this wavetable. Let's use this filter. Let's use this percussion rack. We can use this pad. Whatever, we're using Milton on both of these. And then on the generator, we can have like Nest of Evil glitch. And then on the metal rack, we can have nothing left. And so now we've created a brand new combination, kind of like Legos, to be able to build something together. And so if we play this, which is pretty cool. Then we have our different percussion. Then we have our pad. Right. I've included like, I'm going to include more, which is probably what I'm going to do today after I make this last patch. But so far there's 287. I'm going to cut this down and add other ones because some of them just have too much FM on them, which is unfortunate because they're still cool, but they're not tonal. I don't know, or maybe I'll keep, well, I'd be lying because they wouldn't be in C anymore because of the timbre change. So I need to go back and do some quality control on that, which I'll do later. But yeah, so you can kind of cycle behind all of these samples that I've included in C for your granular thing. And then you can cycle through your pads, your plucks, your glitch, your metal hits, and all that. So there's just this huge diversity of racks to be able to move in between. And that's something that's really important to me. The other thing is that all of these provide a sub rack here. And this is actually something that I've went back and tweaked because I wanted to make sure that this had a good sub no matter what. And all of these wavetables, if you look at them, the first harmonic is always the biggest. That one's pretty close, but even still, yeah. So because all of that is really pushed up, that means that I can kind of boost the low end a bit. So all of the subs, in theory, should sound good with these wavetables. And then if you need a little more juice, you can always push the sub just a little bit. But this is a great starting point for, you know, building different subs or whatever, in case if you want to just have something that's going to be workable. And the other thing too is that like I would really try to encourage you to like get down and customize all of this stuff. Like just turn these because you never know what you're going to get. So for example, what I've decided to do is on the sub, I've reduced the detuning on this, so that way when the filter comes in, we're really just getting one waveform even though there's two. And it's kind of just like double stacking, so it should be twice as loud because the phase is, you know, whatever. But what's nice about that is you have a good sub. And so playing into that, you know, maybe the filtering and all that has really cool timbral movement or whatever, but it doesn't have such good stuff on the low end. You can always take that out and then you can replace that with the sub if you need to. So there's just another layer of diversity. Not all of these have this, but there's also some macros here for you to mess with as well. And I'd encourage you to change this stuff too, because what will happen is it's going to change the relationship of the phrasing. And I think what I opted for on most of these patches is to have the difference between LFO and random. So right now this is random, but if you want this to do something consistent, then you can come into these tables and be like, oh, I want this to do this movement. And I wanted this to be controllable because sometimes like you get some really cool movement, but it doesn't give you enough. And so if you can kind of mess with something that's like, oh, I know exactly what I want and I'm going to do that, then it kind of makes things a little bit easier for you to work with. Yeah, that's pretty sick. So yeah, and then you can just move back. And unfortunately, there's not enough macros to like list all of these, but messing with these can sometimes be super helpful. Um, these kind of are all built very similarly, but I mean, every single one is different. And that's just because there's kind of like a certain formula that you have to have when it comes into making percussion. And so breaking out of that, I haven't really found, other than like, you know, specific colorizations. Like a Reese requires very specific ingredients. And when you're talking about making drums, you kind of have to set it up in a way that requires, well, very specific ingredients. But maybe not on this one, but on a lot of these, I've built a lot of custom comb filters, and you can save them if you want to, but especially on things like the metal here, like these are really nice tools to have because it's just another way to like make a variation of just a regular comb filter. So where is that? It looks like there's not one on this either. Let me see if we can get to a different one. Was there a metal thing in here? Oh, it just cycled through the favorites. So if you look at the Bahamut metal, yeah, you will see that there's these guys, and these are all different too. I've just kind of started from scratch and just kind of listened to the waveform and built these different timbral things. But this is great for building natural resonances. And if you have a little bit of noise to send through this, which I don't have on all of these, but you can, and just a touch of reverb, then you can get some very realistic natural sounds, and that's kind of why I like doing that. But yeah, you can see that behind all this stuff, there's just a shit ton of customization, and obviously I put a lot of work into this, and this is a culmination of like everything that I've learned over the 10 plus years of of producing. But I didn't kind of just want to have this. I also wanted to have simple basses. So there's a lot. There's like 50. Yeah, there's 58 patches for that in here. There's going to be 59. And then I have some stuff that is also really freaking nice, which is a great segue into the other stuff that I've been working on, which are these selector patches. And what these do is kind of toggle between different either wavetables or different wavetables or different granular patches. And so if you play something right here, you just get stuff like that. Which is awesome. I've also made it to where I've built a template for you all. So if you want to combine different wavetables, like most of the wavetables that I've made are for bass, but you know, you can just use simple stuff like this and then start building up your own rack. So for example, if you wanted to utilize the very simple sounds here with maybe different stuff, you can grab a snap heap rack and just pull up the the PP. It stands for pad pluck. But when you turn this on, and we can kind of morph between this, and then maybe on this one I can also pull that up, and then on this one I can move this to the left. We might need a little bit of gain, but that's okay. Hold on one sec. Oh, Corey just walked in. So We can also switch this to the plug. Hey, honey. Yeah. Yes. So with all this stuff, like there's all these different selectors and whatnot that you have that give you access to a lot of musical things too. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, and there's some ginger.
Okay. Thank you, babe. Yeah, so there's that, and then there's 13 of these that are just musical makers that I wanted to do differently than everything else because it's just solely focused on bells and pads and whatnot. So this one's a little bit subtle. Just give it a sec. It'll come in. Hey, Brian. Yeah, and what's really nice about this is if you wanted to, let me see, do I have one on here? I do. So if you wanted to, there's something on here already, and you can change this into a melody. Which is just kind of nice. And this isn't out yet, so like there is a couple of like things and kinks that I'm working out, but I think that it's just good to kind of show. But yeah, this is a factory maker here. This is designed to bounce stuff out in C. And so what you can do with it is kind of cycle between everything and just hit C a bunch of times and then use rolling sampler to build more for your granular synth. So and that's really nice because now what we can do is kind of come back into this and just grab all of these and we can normalize them. And we have different hits now that we can add to our collection, which is great. And then if you want it to be, you know, something that, excuse me, is a little bit more diverse, then you can add the effects to it. Which you got to be careful because you're not always going to get stuff in C. But that's okay. Because sometimes you will. And this is nice because if you have something that is like this and you have a wavetable that's, a sample that's complex, then when you toss this into your sampler, it's going to give you just a wider range of things to mess with. So like, let's say for whatever reason, I've got this Avalon thing and I wanted to toss this hypothetically into this. Well, now when I mess with the granular pad here, with the rack that I've already got, then yeah, you can kind of mess with it and have just more stuff to play with through the other racks. And basically you have racks on racks on racks on racks, which is great. In light of that though, there's some other things in here that are kind of on the same pathway that just give you, you know, different types of cool sounds that evolve over time. Yeah, super nice. So yeah, with this, there's some factories in here that you can make. I have one that's specifically designed for just granular stuff instead. So if you're trying to build things to resample, then there's that. This is a really handy tool. And then I have a tutorial on how to build that from scratch on YouTube already, but there's that. And then we have 24 just simple miscellaneous patches that I liked that I've made with tracks over time. So yeah, that's cool. This one is just a percussion designer. This one is kind of like an effect. This one is just noise. In case if you want to use that for like percussion and stuff. Fuzzy little donk. Got a Middle Eastern Sid. Which is cool. Got a pretty choir. This was a patch that I made for Zane. Just, I think we were having fun. Yeah, it's a little saw lead. So yeah, you can see that these are just things to. This is gonna be loud. Oh yeah, this is like a nuclear meltdown. It's like barely noticeable, but it's still kind of cool. simple thing. Yeah, so there's just a bunch of different miscellaneous stuff to kind of cycle through that, which is really nice. And then we have a bunch of simple basses, which are kind of just like experiments that I've been trying to mess with to make different stuff. And these don't have any macros or anything. They're kind of one-offs, but they're pretty nice. Oh yeah. Pretty cool. This one creates a pattern. This one is a randomizer. Super aggressive. This one is a glitch maker. Crazy. This one is a donk. This one is a big foghorn. Yeah. This shit's big. We got a nice square 808. We got a bouncy 808. We got some typical like halftime. Yeah, that one is just, that sounds cool. Just the way it flanges. This is exactly what it says it is. Yeah. Yeah, but you can change the phrase if you want to on this, so. Which is kind of cool. Yeah, that one just sounds really nice. Got some donks. So this one does something really interesting. But I'm curious as to if I soloed something on here because it's supposed to do something really cool. Maybe I compressed it super, no. Oh, right. So what this does is this randomizes the decay and the sustain. But what did I do to make this super quiet? Oh, I turned this down. That's what I did. There we go. But because I've like messed with the decay and the sustain, the way that it reacts to the distortion is like really weird. Yeah, that's what that was supposed to do. Okay, I'm glad I fixed that. This is just a simple saw patch. You add a little bit of dry to this, and then you can do a little bit of tizzle. And just boost the highs a bit. Yeah, and you can get some pretty easy stuff. Some cool bass. This is just kind of another thing that of like different racks that I'm experimenting with. Yeah, so that one's okay. I guess I just decided to keep it, but it's not my favorite. Huh. You're what? There we go. A little bit of distortion makes that a lot bigger. And I'm not going to go through all these, but as you can see, there's just a lot of different like neuro stuff in here. That one's a little quiet, but with a little distortion, we can... Yeah, that one's awesome. Yeah, I really like that one. It's just a fat saw. And I try to have like a large range of stuff in here, so that way it's like whatever kind of music you want to make, it's going to be applicable. Because like I know that I always have like a heavy emphasis on neuro stuff, but I definitely wanted to make sure that you all knew I could do like different stuff too. Like this is a kind of a cool little growl. There's a... Yeah, and then there's one in particular that I want to show you all, if I can find it. It was like a rhythm thing. But I don't remember. Oh, here it is. Yeah, this one's loud, so as you can see, I've labeled it as loud. Yeah, there's that. But yeah, there's just a bunch of simple things in here as well that you can utilize. And so you've got your super patches, you've got the music factories, you have your miscellaneous patches. And so 24, 37, 95. Yeah, so there's over 100 patches because I can't do math. And then 3 templates for the super patches. so far. And then I'm going to do one more super patch and then move the Wraithy Wraith into something else because this didn't cut the quality for me. And I didn't want to be lazy. But yeah, any thoughts? Any wish lists or anything since this isn't out yet? It's got so much depth. And what I'll likely do is have some kind of tutorial or whatever on how I use this stuff and how I make things with it. Because the sounds are great, but it's like, all right, how do I apply that? And the best way that I could explain that is I always have rolling sampler up and I just pull stuff from it. But as you can tell, hopefully, I've put a lot of work into this fucking patch. Oh my gosh, this pack has been a long time coming. But I really wanted to make sure that I did it better than Requiem 2. And even, like, in my opinion, the bases are a lot bigger. So, this one's pretty large. So if you compare, like... And I do like that the bases are not too samey, but if we look at the Requiem 2 stuff, there are more kits in here, but there's not nearly as many patches, as you can see. So I kind of like took a step back on these and made more stuff for like diversity and all that. But if we listen to the bases, like the bases and stuff are cool, but there's a clear evolution of like... Like, that's cool. Yeah, so they're very different, which I think is interesting. Like, that one's pretty cool. But like I said, these guys just, I think, are just so much bigger. So, yeah. With that, let's go ahead and I'm going to try to work very quickly to make one more for everyone because I wanted there to be more than 15. And I'll be doing a live stream again when the pack is actually done, but I think that it's probably going to be out by Monday. So, does anybody have any questions about this or anything of the sort? If not, I'm just going to go ahead and get to workies. Oh, and one interesting thing that I've recently learned is that if you do this, where you have the phases flipped, kind of like so, on every other one, I wish that I could like highlight all of these or something. That would be nice. But yeah, if you have the phases flipped on all of these and you look at this, so which would probably be more trouble than it's worth to just do something like this and have a saw. But what I found fascinating is that looking at this guy, look at the phases on these. So to create like a perfect saw, because it's every harmonic, if you have something like this to where they're all flipped, then that's what's going to give you the true saw shape, which I find to be interesting. I've never noticed that before. But what we can do is kind of flip between this and have different amalgamations of this, which I think could be kind of cool. They're just different saw shapes. And we can use this as a starting point. Yeah, that's going to be bigger. And so now that we have this, when we go in here, we can actually kind of push this up across the board, which is great. And we can just mess with these different motions on all of this to still maintain the saw shape, which is nice because it's going to give us something that will still be really bitey and cut through, but it'll also give us like some more natural timbres and whatnot. Sorry, I'm trying to walk and chew bubblegum. So we go like that, and we go crossfade. Then we should have a pretty cool wavetable. Sick. So I'm gonna do something a little bit different on this one just for fun. Yeah, that's okay. And let's do another one. And let's go into this and mess with this here. So we've got a cool little notch. Let's add a saturator. And I don't think I want that at 100%. And let's grab a ring mod. This is a necessary evil for bringing some of that movement back into this. So now I can just grab these guys and start to mess around with different placements of them. That's why the template is so convenient, because you can kind of just spend a lot of time with this and be like, oh, what happens if I do this? What happens if I do that? What happens if I do this? Let's get a comb filter on this. This is another really like boss trick for like getting that really sick flanging sound. Maybe something that's not super huge. Turn that down. Let's do that. Then we've got another one here. Not bad. I think we can do better though. So let's grab a shaper table. Let's make that thick boy. Excuse me. And then what I'm going to do with this is back off of this just a bit and fade that out, because I don't want this to be super bright. Nice. And then what's also cool is like I have this set up, like I said before, to where we can also mix in between just doing a regular thing like this. So and then what we can also do is try to add this bandpass mode, which I think what I might do on this is add in another one of these guys to try to bring some of this back. There we go. So that way you've got a couple of different options here. Bass Krieg. What happens if I add a flanger to the top end of this? Made it a little splashy. A little bit splashier. So what I do want to do though, and something that I've been more mindful of, is just being aware of resonances. See that? We don't want that. That's okay. Balance behind this is something that I've really noticed. Nice. Awesome. Cool. So now we can move into the perk. Boo, boo, boo. Let's go ahead and make this a little bit different. And then we can take this, delete this one, duplicate this one, and then offset it a little bit more. Then what I might do is see if I can just add a little bit of noise here instead. Maybe a convolution. Glitches, formant, delays, cabinets. Cabinet instead. Okay. Let's grab a non-linear filter. Start that there. Where's that at? Let's make that match. Then we need this guy to... As you can tell, there's a lot of work that has gone into building these. But I've kind of made it in such a way that really helps it streamline the process. Yeah, that still needs some love. So now what I'm going to do is grab a slice EQ. Let's move that to like 200. Let's grab another one. Move that down to like 420. So now nice.
Recording to logbook.
Yo, thanks for the follow, Area 503. Yeah, so the problem with this is that it doesn't give me enough crunch, and that's why I usually go for the bit crusher, because this is like the only thing that can actually create noise in the way that is actually somewhat reminiscent of sorry. Is actually somewhat reminiscent of like a synthesized clap or something. So it's kind of annoying, but you can also go for the shaper table, which I am going to do a different one of. And what's cool about this is that if you just use really wonky stuff, so if we go into any of these tables that have like something kind of noisy, like that one might work, and you add another thing here to kind of cycle through this, then sometimes what this will do from messing with the bias and the phase and all that other stuff is it'll kind of create noise for you because of the upper harmonics. And so what we're trying to do is like create that, but then make it be controlled with the filter. So that way we get like a natural, weird transient, I guess. See that? Like that's kind of what we want. It's kind of interesting that that's doing the same thing. And then I think that we're going to go a little bit more in on the convolution because I definitely want it to have some space. Yeah, but that's definitely workable because we have both things that sounds like kicks and also things that sound kind of like sticks and snares. So that's nice. All right, onto the pads. Okay, I'm gonna need to. And then on this, I think that I need to. I think that this is still on. Yeah, I was like, why is this doing that? So we want to take care of those fundamentals because they're a little bit shrieky. No. Okay. Agd. Maybe that's just what we'll name this patch. This Let's do an audio follower where I duck this out and then it'll come in. Nice and wide. Do a filter here. It's kind of what I'm hoping for, is to try to make it just usable. Let's go into the pluck now. I'm going to do a little bit of this with a comb filter. See if I can get it to have a little bit of natural resonances. And it's just going to be something that we can keep track. Doesn't need to be crazy, but I can put a note on here. Set this to C1. Set this to 48 maybe. Right click. 48. And then maybe just a little bit of soft reverb behind it. Turn up the gain a bit. Yeah. There we go. Now for the glitchies. Oh God. So we're gonna grab something else from here, see what that's gonna sound like. That's probably gonna be insane. That's pretty cool. We can soften that up by using an ensemble. And messing with the detuning. I'm going to grab a dynamics and try to control that. And we'll kind of just flip that around. A little bit of extra protection right there to hopefully try to okay, those are different. And then what I'm going to do with this is just have one of these guys maybe. Is this open? Maybe 2 out of 4. And just let that kind of open up and do its own thing. Okay, now I think that these are manipulating this, so I'll just turn them off. I'll keep them so that way if you want to turn them back on you can, but yeah, that should kind of hopefully wait, I should have a thing on here that, yeah, so I've already got some dynamic EQ. Let's run that through some shaper table. And then what I would like to do is, let's grab another one of these. Just hard cut it. And then we need to find a way to make this just move a little bit faster. There we go. And then on the random here, I'm going to set this to 24 instead, because I think that part of that is it makes it go too high. Wow, yikes. Yeah, that shaper table is doing a little bit too much work, so we're going to back off of that and only bring it up a little bit. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And then something else that could be really fun is, what is this controlling? Oh, the speed of this. I'm going to do one more. And I'm going to let that kind of just bounce. And then for this glitch, we'll do one more. And that'll open this up. Okay, I think we're okay on the compression now. I think that we took care of it with the shaper table. But I still wanted to do something that's going to be a little bit more unpredictable, so... Yeah, that's pretty sick. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see what's going on, where this is whenever the pitch gets really high. And just flip some of this stuff and see what happens. There we go. I was like, why isn't this moving? Okay, so that sounds pretty cool. It's kind of dungeony, but I think that I could probably do better, to be honest. If we grab this and we look at what this filter is doing, that could work. It might not. It might, though. distortion to this. A little bit more movement and see what that does. And then now, what I'll start doing is turning some stuff off. Sounds cool. It's just not quite how I want it to be, though. Let me back off of this, turn this up, and change that. I do like when the size gets bigger, but not all the time, because I want it to have like minor glitches and stuff as well. So maybe what I can do is grab a frequency shifter and have it do its own thing, because if it goes up and down, it's going to be bad. But if we just set this to unipolar and set this to go down, and maybe set that to like something here. There we go. Oh, that's crazy. Maybe what I can do is whenever that gets insane with that resonance, I can just pull this down and then make it less, so that way those resonances can't pull through. Okay, there we go. And I like that it actually turns itself down, because that way it's not going to scare anybody. It's not my goal. Okay. It's pretty good. We're going to do a lot more cutting than boosting on this. Maybe some small peaks here and there. But I want this to be more so of pulling back on these harmonics than trying to like accentuate them. There we go. That sounds pretty good. The reason why is because when you push stuff up like that, it can sometimes get like not so good. So we can offset this just a bit. I'm gonna move this to the end, see what that sounds like. Just a touch of convolution. Maybe we can do like a cabinet guitar, edgy. And then let's finish it up with some EQ. And then I'm going to put this before this, turn this off. And that sounds pretty good. It's dingy. If we had the FM, nice. Hey Slater, what's up? So there we go. Now what I need to do is save everything and add that to the stacks. It's actually kind of cool. It's pretty cool. I think Monday. I'm just trying to finish this one up and do some quality control. And make sure that it's up to par, because like I said, I don't want it to be something that people are going to be disappointed in. I want it to be something that's going to be like, oh shit, this is the coolest thing ever. We can set this to 185 and turn that up. So That's pretty cool. It's like the least exciting thing, but it's functional. I think that I want to add a phaser to that mid. Because I think that it's going to sound really nice. That's pretty cool. I think that's the best. Okay. Let's save that. Does anybody have any questions about this pack? Don't ask. Don't ask. Yeah, of course. I mean, every time I do this, I'm just trying to innovate and fuck. Ugh. Let me open this up real quick and just snuff that while I have it. There we go. Yeah, of course. I'm excited about this stuff though, you know. I want people to get their hands on it. I want it to be a good product. I got a bag of pork. This is also kind of what, you know, this is like my bread bringer here. With Amma Piano? What is that? Aga PP. Aga Pepe. Don't ask. Did it rename it? Wait, did they fix that? I think they did, because I don't see that anymore. Maybe I don't have to save that over again. That would be nice. Bagger glitch. It's good to enjoy the process, put a good effort into these. I mean, the better, like, the thing is like the more that I improve on this, the more that like my music improves on this, and the more that like this also improves, the more that everybody else improves, right? I got bag of metal. I do need to do a new sequence. I haven't done that yet, so I'll do that now. Let's do, yeah, let's make this diverse. Maybe do something a little more complicated. Cacao. Cacao. Cacao, bitch. Cacao. I know none of you know what that is, but if you do, you're a real one. Cacao, bitch. Cacao. Cacao. Please. Jeez. Let's hit that root note. Er. That took forever. But I want to check. Oh, it's a newer South African electronic genre. I'm surprised I hadn't heard of it, to be honest. But what is it? What is it based off? What? Bruh. Oh, okay. It's like, what the hell? Let's do this. No. Why you gotta go and make things so complicated? I really just want to step this bitch in, but instead it makes me frustrated. Sorry, guys, I'm just being goofy. Almost perfect. So now we'll sit here and blend these. That should fix it. Good enough for me. We'll call this Bag of Gabba. Bag of Gabba. And then we'll call this Aga Baga. There we go. And now we have another another one on here that, God, these take forever. I got through these a little bit faster this time around, but that's just because this was the last one that I did. But up into this, like, some of these have taken me like 3 or 4 hours to put together. But it's all in place, and I think that it's all where it's supposed to be, which is nice. So now we can kind of just play around with the playgrounds. I do want to switch this sample up, though, to something different. I like it, but I think there's other stuff that could be cooler. tend to favor the softer stuff when it comes to granular. That was okay. That's nice. I didn't want to cut that much of it, I don't think. Okay, so I just want this. There we go. Oh, interesting. Yeah, I'll have to look that up. Are you from South Africa? Because if you are, you definitely need to get in contact with Cage and Zane. Actually, I would recommend everybody get in contact with them anyway, because they're just amazing people. But yeah. All right. So now I need to. We've got 17. I need to move this into just like a throwaway thing. And get this into simple bases. Um, yeah, so the last thing that I need to do, which will be tomorrow, or maybe when I get home, is dimensional pluck. Oh, did I not save those in simple bases? Stop. Oh no, I saved that. Okay. Is I need to get all of this into a pack and put it all together in a nice little bow. But for the most part, I think that it's all pretty well organized. How many of these are there? 43 wavetables. Or you're from LA? Or you're from South Africa, but I grew up in LA as well. We need to get those in there. Stop. Test deuce. Get those in there. Turn 2. This is from last year. Cornicle. What is this? Throw that in there. We've got Gravekeeper already in there. Yeah, no, Corey and I laugh about that all the time because I'm seeing that out of nowhere. Not that it's good singing, but yeah. So we've got 50 wavetables, which is nice, and not all of these are meant to be for bass and stuff, but it's nice to just be able to have stuff to cycle through. And then the last thing that I need to do outside of just putting this all in a package is I need to go to the samples. Yeah, I need to do some quality control on these. So I'll probably make some more samples or something at some point. Yeah, I grew up in LA. I grew up in Sherman Oaks in North Hollywood. Yeah, they're just standard wavetable files, but like they're not that good. I don't think that they're that great for putting into bass stuff, you know. Did I save this? I think I did. Okay. So like if we go to a wavetable and you pull up one of the arpeggiators that's supposed to be a thing, and you go here and you go to I don't know, this one. Like this is okay. I guess it's not terrible. It's good for other stuff. Although they're not that different. He used to produce his Croy Club out there quite a lot. I don't know how old you are, but I never really got into the music scene out there. I was into other stuff. Let's just say that. You know what I could do just for fun is I could make some SID patches, which might be kind of nice. So you can do like a sine wave like this. And then on this half, fuck. You went to Birmingham? No way. Okay, so yeah, that's the private school, right? So you know that Rite Aid that's right there, and the Starbucks and the El Pollo Loco? Or wait, no, that's Notre Dame. No, my friend Chris went to Birmingham. Sorry. That was a different place. I went to North Hollywood and Grant. We played Birmingham, I believe, in when I played basketball. Crazy. Small world. Okay, so what I want to do with this is just make crazy, crazy noise, kind of like so. And then can I select? Ah, I can. Okay. Effects. No. Okay, what can I do with that? Edit. So basically what I'm trying to do here is create a bipolar waveform that has something like this, because if you do this and it has noise and shit like that, then what's really cool. Ah, okay. No, 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 no. No, no. See, I don't want to add noise to the whole thing. I just want it to be cancel. This doesn't have a frame thing on it, so where like I can set this to be where I want it to. Like I can't draw a frame right there. Surely. There we go. I knew we could. Okay. All right. Pulse width. Ugh. It still doesn't give me noise. Hmm. Yeah, you'd have to do it this way. That's the only way. That sucks. So how can you create noise just on one part of this out of the wavetable. I know that there's a way. I just don't know how. I need to go soon as well, but no. Do, 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 do. Yeah, that sucks that they don't have noise right there. But I guess the only way is just to apply noise to the whole thing, which kind of sucks. But whatever. Is there a filter on this? Oh God. Yeah, I don't think that it works this way. So even though I want to do that, it's not going to happen. Even still. What the fuck? Huh? Is this broken? I feel like it is. Because something's up with that. That should have been like way different. Yeah. That's ouch territory. Oh, maybe if you quantize it. Kind of. Yeah, there's no way to make this. I bet if I looked it up, there would be a way to do that. But if I wanted to make a SID thing, then I would need to. Because if you look at like SID wavetables, half of the waveform is usually like a saw or a sine wave, and then the other half of it is generally is white noise. You know what? You know what you could do? Is you can add distortion, set the bias on this to one side, maybe the low, then no, then duplicate this and make this noise, set the bias to the other side, grab a mix, take the output, wait, what? Okay, grab an aux, whatever, that goes there, then grab another aux. Yeah. And now you've got a patch here that can kind of compete with making some of the SID thingies, which I don't know if it's quite where it needs to be, but we'll just pretend like it is. Why did you do that? Why are you running? Sorry if this is boring you all. Interesting. There we go. Push start. And on that note, I am going to call it a day. I got to get ready because Corey and I are going bowling. She didn't hear me, but we're going to go bowling with some of her friends, and we're in for a good time. But thanks, everybody. I appreciate it. This should be out by Monday. Maybe I'll add this patch or something, or do something with it for fun, just to talk about it and have fun with it. But I appreciate all of you for hanging out with me, and I will be back on Monday, where we'll do a proper showcasing of everything. And if you want to check out the other packs that I got, you can check them out at alckemy.com. But yeah, this was a lot of work, and I'm glad that it's over. Remember to let go of the ball? Hell no. I'm ball and chaining it and riding it all the way down that Abbey Lane. anyways, guys, much love. Thank you so much. And I will see you all Monday. Bye, everyone. Goodbye.